Namaskaram. A very, very happy Independence Day to all of you. I think my wish is to hold my head high and live without any kind of fear. That is true independence or freedom. Today, on our country's 77th Independence Day, it is but natural to recall one of the greatest poets of modern Tamil literature, Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Amongst his numerous works, what stood out eminently was his chronicles on women. Today, his thoughts are most relevant. You know what beauty of it, all of it, is that there are subtle references in his writings, that women are the true repository of any civilization, that women's freedom or liberation is the true liberation of communities and nation, that women should make choices without waiting for any kind of societal validation. Today, the South Indian decided to speak to two women, and both undeniably in the mold of thinking women. Considering we are celebrating Nari Shakti, it's obvious that today's show will be woman, or rather women centric. To the first woman on the show. This one started as a child actor and became a sensation in not only Tamil cinema but also lit up South Indian cinema. She later burst forth on television and became one of the pioneers of reality television. She joined politics and is today part of the National Executive Committee of the BJP and is also a member of the NCW. But you know what? All that notwithstanding, she is a woman who has risen time and time again to prove that she doesn't require any validation to be truly empowered. On the 77th Independence Day, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome one of the most empowered women that I have known in my entire career, Khushbu Sundar, to the show.
Hi.
Hello Khushbu, very, very happy Independence Day to you.
Wishing you the same. Such a wonderful day to start with. Little late, but then with a very beautiful and empowered woman like you.
Thank you so much, Khushbu. It is always such a pleasure, and to meet with you and to see you. And like I said, your political affiliations notwithstanding, the kind of cinema that you do notwithstanding, but I think as a woman, you really truly stand as a symbol, first as a Tamil woman and then as an Indian woman, is how I look at it.
Thank you so much.
You know, Khushbu, I'm going to ask you what freedom means to you, and please, this is not a rapid fire like we have seen in other shows. But take your time, Khushbu Sundar, to answer this. So, on this day, it is only natural to ask someone like you these questions. So, Khushbu Sundar, what does freedom mean to you as a woman?
Freedom to me is to allow me to be who I am, as I am. Freedom to me is do not clip my wings, but allow me to fly as high as I can. Freedom to me is live life on my terms. Freedom to me is allow my mind to grow and give me the opportunity to explore the world on different spheres and platforms. Freedom to me is to call myself an independent woman as and when, where I want to. Freedom to me is to be who I am, as simple as that.
Wonderful. And considering one knows, I'm going to ask you an additional question here. Considering we know the kind of role your mother played in your life, we've read so much about Ammi, as she's known, to everyone around, that diminutive, powerful packet that she is, and one has had the privilege of seeing her, meeting with her once. I want you to elaborate a little on, when mothers bring up children, you and your brothers, the way she brought up. Just talk a little about that woman. Today, Narendra Modi ji spoke about how the women are leading us. And I think one woman back in Mumbai led you, Khushbu Sundar.
Sudha, I have always said that I wouldn't have been here had it not been for my mother. I wouldn't say my mother is perfect because no human is perfect. But As a mother, I think it's extremely important that you believe in your children. And my mother, especially, who comes from a very, very conservative Muslim background, who used to wear a burqa for a very long time, somebody who was expected to fulfill the duties of a wife, somebody who was expected to be home just to take care of the children and the family, to make sure that whatever is she cooks and she serves on the table. For her to stand by me, to allow me to dream, to allow me to love, to allow my brothers to love whoever they wanted to, and accepted us and our partners and us as a whole family. I think, it takes a lot of courage, because when me or my brothers, all of us are married into different religion, and because we were in love, and love knew no bounds, so it does not have any barrier. And this is one thing which I've learned from my mother, because when there were few people who suggested, as in my brother's case, my case, when they said, "Arey, love to theek hai, but you should get married in the same community and the religion." And my mom walked up to my brothers and said that, "Listen, the girl may belong to a different religion, but if tomorrow somebody comes and tells you that you have to get married within your religion, within your community, and if you even think of ditching that girl, then you will be out of the house and those girls will be staying with me at home." And that's exactly what she told me, that if you are in love, if you truly believe that this is the man you want to spend your life with, then just go ahead. Do not let anything bother you, because love has no boundaries, love has no barriers. It's just love. So I think, somebody from such a small and closed background, to come up with this, because I don't think anybody else in a family has ever married into a different caste or religion or a community. So I think it was just wonderful of my mother to have accepted us wholeheartedly.
And as a mother to two grown up, beautiful daughters, what does freedom mean to you, Khushbu Sundar, as a mother?
I must admit that, you're growing up times when you are a daughter, you rebel a bit, and there are times when you think that it's quite fashionable to rebel.
Huh.
And but as a mother, when your daughters do that, it really pricks, and you're like, "Ugh, okay, that hurts." But then you go back and think that, okay, you have almost done something very similar. But I tell my daughters, because they are free to choose. It's an intercaste marriage under special act. My husband being a Pakka Hindu and me coming from a minority Muslim community, my children are allowed to choose the religion they want to. We have never sat down and said that you have to follow Hinduism or you have to follow Islam. We have never told them that this is how you should function in your life, and this is not, you're not supposed to behave. I think we, as parents, we have given complete freedom to our children, but we also know that where to put a full stop. There are times when my girls do tend to go a little overboard, and I have to put my foot down and behave like a proper a mother, and tell them that this is not allowed at home, and you need to learn that there are boundaries and we have to follow certain boundaries. And I think my husband is a step ahead of me, in fact, where he tells the girls that, you girls have started working. If you want to move out and be on your own, I would say, please move out. I'll pick up a place, you pay your rent, and you be on your own. And I don't have any qualms about it. And he knows that I'm not okay with it.
Huh.
So because I tell my girls, no, you can't move out, because I moved out, though I was a working woman, I moved out of the house only when I got married. So you will move out only when you get married. Till
All
then, you
right.
can't move out. But my husband tries to drill things in my mind and says that, you are very old fashioned. Times have changed. You need to learn that how the kids live today. They are with you, just they moving out does not mean that they don't love you, or they love you less, or they don't respect you. It's just
Right.
that you have to learn to respect their independency and their way of living.
Right.
So I think my husband is a step ahead of me. But yes, there are certain do's and don'ts, like every family does, and
Right.
even my family has do's and don'ts. And being the woman of the house, I think I like my children to follow that to a certain extent.